Okay, I've got no idea if this is going to be a rant or just a conversation. I've got some educational stuff in there because this whole childcare thing is a minefield, but I'm just going to talk about it and see how it goes. So my 3-year-old started childcare sort of like last week was her first week of it. She's doing 20 hours at the moment. Last week was the 20 hours. She'd done like a couple of settling in sessions and a couple of like short sessions as well. So last week was the first full week. And I just wanted to have like a chat and talk to you guys about my experience with it, because the whole thing is just a nightmare. We've been fortunate that, I say fortunate, I gave up my career, paused my career to stay at home with her. It meant that we had to make quite a few sacrifices, like money-wise, financially, because obviously it was a big drop taking away my income. We decided that I was going to stay at home with her, and then after that decision was made, I decided to like start building up my business. So she's been at home with me for 3 years, over 3 years. She was 3 in October. And obviously it's a huge decision which childcare provider you're going to go with. I think we all know that when they turn 3, they get free childcare, and I know that the government are changing that as well. And I have got some information about like the childcare, because choosing who your child is going to go, who's going to look after your child for such a big amount of time is such a huge decision, and there's so many different options out there. So I'll go through like what I took from the government website. I'll link the website that I got all the information from below, because as far as government website goes, it's actually quite useful. If you've ever used any other government websites, they are shocking. But this one wasn't too bad. All 3-year-olds get 15 hours of childcare because it's like preschool age, they all get it. To get the 30 hours, I'm going to be basing this on 2 people in a relationship, because I don't know anything about if you're a single parent. I haven't looked into that. Both of you have to be working and earning the equivalent of 16 hours a week at minimum wage, which at the moment is £167, but then that will change, I'm assuming, in April. And you can't get it if either of you earn individually over 100,000, and that's after tax and pension contributions. It's all very confusing, which is why I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. But my God, the 15 or 30 hours is term time only. So it's like, I think it's 38 weeks a year. Some childcare providers let you stretch that. So if you were to say, okay, actually I want my 3 hours stretched over the whole 52 weeks or whatever, then it works out at about 22 weeks. Some childcare providers let you do that, some don't. And you can also use that over different providers. Now, the government website says that you can do, like, you could put them into a childminder, a nursery or a preschool. But I know from speaking to like other mums that some childcare settings don't let you do that. So some nurseries don't allow you to. So there doesn't seem to be any like consistency across the board here. Everything is different, and I found this a struggle to get through, like to figure out what's going on. And I haven't had the added stress of putting my baby into nursery and going back to work. So I want to try and make this as easy as possible for people, because I can't imagine having to try and figure all of this out while, you know, I'm stressing about leaving my baby. There's also something called tax-free childcare as well. You both have to be, again, working and earning that over £167 to get that. Like in our situation, only John is bringing in that money. I'm not bringing in that much yet. So we don't get this. We don't get this tax-free childcare. We also don't get the 30 hours either. It is for every £8 that you put into this tax-free childcare account, the government tops it up by £2, which is, I think, up to £2,000 a year, which is quite a big chunk in like overall off of your childcare bill. But again, you do both have to be earning over that minimum £167 to get that. And this is like the thing, everybody talks about how they get their 3 hours at 3, but there's so many like stipulations to it. And this is just like on the government stuff as well. This isn't like as you get into the childcare setting itself, and I'll go into that in a minute. And then I've just put down a few notes for this because it's not relevant to me, but I did want to try and get the information across to you guys. From April, so next month, so April 24, 2-year-olds get 15 hours free. But again, you both have to be working and earning that minimum of £167 a week. And then I'm just going to read my notes for this one. From September 24, 15 hours for 9 to 23 month olds, again on that same criteria. And then from September 25, 30 hours from 9 months old to school age, and I'm assuming that that is with that criteria. It didn't say that on there. So I just naively thought that she'd turn 3 in October, and then you get the 3 hours the term after they turn 3. So she turned 3 in October, she got her hours from January. And I just assumed that you could go and book them in for, you know, she's got 15 hours. I want her to go 3 mornings a week. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. Some don't stretch the hours, so then you have to pay to keep their place in the school holidays. Like, you have to pay for them to go still, otherwise they'll give their place to someone else. Some have like specific times that the funding can be used. So the first nursery that we looked at, the funding was between the hours of 11 a.m. and like 4 p.m. I think it was, or like 4:15 or something. But you had to have the whole day, so you had to pay for the hours between 8 and 11 and 4 and 6, basically paying for 5 hours. You had to have a 10-hour day, which for us was ridiculous because I didn't want her to be in all day. I guess if you are working full time and you do need them in for like 8 till 6 every day, then it is a godsend. But if you're not, and I know that a lot of mums or dads don't work full time intentionally because of like childcare costs and stuff, it doesn't make sense. Some of them you have to pay extra for snacks and meals and stuff. And again, the nursery that we looked at, I think it was like £11 a day for meals. My 3-year-old probably eats like £11 of food a week. Most of that is in fruit. So £11 a day for us wasn't something that we really wanted to consider. Some of them have got minimum hours that you put them in on. Most of them you have to pay for consumables, like the painting and any crafts that they do. I know that where Isabel is, they go out sometimes, so we have to pay for that as well. And that's not like it's not a negotiable thing. It's like, okay, on Tuesday we're going to the farm. That all adds up. And the first nursery that we looked at, I think it was going to cost us like £50 a day to put her in for 15 hours. So we could have put her in for like 2 full days, but it still would have cost £100. So we've gone with a childminder. Actually, it's 2 childminders that work together, and the house is set up as like a nursery. I think they can take 12 children, and it's like ideal for us because it's a really nice setting. They both seem really nice. The nursery that we looked at, it was hectic in there. Like literally I couldn't take in anything that they were telling us because it was so hectic. So hectic. It was loud, it was smelly, there was like kids running about all over the place. This was so much calmer. She's in there for 20 hours a week. Well, we've got 20 hours a week, so we get 15 funded. There's 5 that we have to pay for a week, and then we have like the consumables and stuff. So I think our nursery bill for this month, or a childcare bill for this month, was £205, which is that's not too bad at all for the 20 hours. It gives me time. It gives me time to get on with stuff. But it's been such a strange experience because obviously she's been here with me for like at 24 hours a day for the last over 3 years. It's nearly 3.5 years. And to then suddenly not have her here with me has been so strange. And I think in the lead up to it, I was quite nervous. I wasn't looking forward to it at all. Like I was worried that she would struggle. But in the last couple of months, she has spent a lot of time. Like we go out every day to like soft play or wherever it is that we go to, and she has started to like go off and play with other kids now. And like she's always been sociable, but she's always like come back every couple of minutes to make sure I'm here and that everything's okay. But the last couple of months, she's just gone. And that made me feel a bit better about leaving her there. But it is so strange. But then on the other side of it, I've got this like huge amount of mum guilt because I am enjoying having time to get stuff done, and I'd forgotten how much I could get done when I'm just on my own, how you know, how nice it is to just have time to myself, because the only time that I ever had to myself is like when John took her away. We don't have any like support around us, so if John took her out for an hour or whatever, so that constant conflicting emotions everywhere. And then she's obviously like, she's in this new environment, she's absolutely loving it, but the emotions when she gets home, she's obviously tired, there's so much to process, she's not slept properly now for like over a week. So it has been an experience. Yeah, that was just really all I wanted to say about it. It's a nightmare trying to like navigate it. I don't know, that I'm now just focusing on like building my business up, and I think I actually might start doing some exercise again as well without someone jumping on my head. But there we go, guys. As usual, really hope you enjoyed this video, found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and a comment and hit that subscribe button. Makes us really happy, lets YouTube know the videos were shared to other people. We'll see you next time. Bye.